I just really care about who you hang out with, because who you hang out with is who you become. Say it again. Who you hang out with is who you become.
And like that could just be like
wisdom right there. Yes. Good morning, guys. This morning started off with me panicking and crying and being very, very upset and worried. There comes Kapri. I thought what we did. I lost Piper. Piper is our gray kitty. She's not quite a year old. I could not find her this morning. She comes down, greets me every morning, every single morning while I make my coffee and ask for her canned food. I give the kitties canned food every morning. Posey came down and I just thought, oh, Piper, maybe she's sleeping in. We were traveling this weekend, I don't know. Drank my coffee and then I just she never came. I started to panic. Daniel came down to work out and I was like, I can't find Piper. This is not good. I don't know if you know this about Piper, but she loves to zip outside. We have caught her several times out in the back, and they're not outside cats, not meant to be outside. They're not outside cats, they stay inside. But Piper, she loves to sit on the porch, but she often will run outside, and we've caught her outside. But this was this morning, and so I start to panic thinking she somehow slipped outside, and so I am starting to lose it. And I'm looking for her. I can't find her. She's not in the house. Like, I'm going everywhere. I look in the garage. Like, she's not in this house. Again, not her personality to not even just be right by me. I call her. I'm outside. I'm like calling her, and I'm like, there's no way. Like, she's not around. Like, I don't even know what she would do all night. My mind goes to all these kinds of places, and like, I go wake up Brinley because I'm like, Brin, we can't find Piper. We can't find Gray. We call her Gray. I was like, Gray's missing. And she's like, what? And I went into Evie's room, I went into the boys' room. The boys' room was closed. I went in there, they were still asleep. I was looking under the bed, she's not in there. And then at this point, I have looked everywhere. And Daniel, yes, and Daniel was looking and he started to panic too. I could see it. I was like not in a good place. So I'm talking to Bryn and I'm starting to cry and I was like, I don't know, she's not here. And Daniel walks in with Gray. He had her. And then I lose it and I just start crying and I am done. I am crying. I'm like, oh, Piper. Yeah, I'm bawling. Because like, they're my babies. Like, if you're not into cats, picture your dog. Picture your dog thinking your dog had run away and was gone. That's how I felt. She was actually trapped in the boys' room all night and was under their bed. And then when I went in, she just didn't run out. But Daniel went in and then she ran out. So that's where she was. All is well. She's fine. They are not. Clover is chipped. The cats aren't chipped, and I'm thinking about now chipping Piper because I don't know. It just scared me. Okay, so here we are. Welcome. Thanks for being here. This weekend was we had a great weekend, but some things happened, and you know what? I think we're gonna just kind of talk about it. It's messy, but it's life. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna tackle it. We're gonna tackle this, and yeah, so real life here in the Rich house. But we're close, we have a relationship. You guys can handle it. Let's do it. But first, I've gotta, oh, Sebi's getting his recheck on his finger. I'm praying that the break is healed, so I'll let you know as soon as I get back. Okay, bye. Sebi's back, not the news we had hoped for. And we learned something new that we didn't know. So apparently he really broke his finger. Like, he actually broke his finger on both sides. We didn't realize that he had broke it on the other side till the doctor was like, oh, okay, the buckle on the other side is healing. But unfortunately, right, let me see. This part in here is not healed, right?
Still has
a gap.
Like that, where the bone has not grown between.
Yeah. So we're another 2 weeks, and unfortunately he's also lost some muscle tone and some flexibility. So we've got to do some exercises.
Like this sometimes, yeah. And I'm like laying around.
Little did we know the injury. Like it's just.
So it's going to end up being more than 6 weeks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll end up being more than 6 weeks. Like this feels like forever. And so he's been out of basketball.
Yeah.
So sorry, bud. Who's gonna miss the rest of the season? You're gonna have to email his coach.
Soccer's starting next.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, good.
Feet only.
Feet only. Sorry, bud. All right, guys. We are at Starbucks. I feel like this camera has been really weird today. I don't like it. Hang on. It's Evie. Evie, talk to me.
My name's Chief. What can I get started for you?
I'm just picking up a mobile order for Kendal.
Give me 1 second. I'll take a look.
Okay.
Okay, we got you. We'll see you.
Okay, thank you. By the way, I've had like a headache for a week.
There's someone stealing back there. It's a worker.
It's a worker, oh my gosh.
It's literally a worker.
It's a worker. Notice the Starbucks uniform. Okay, so it's time for our conversation. I had talked about it at the beginning. It's messy. It's real life.
It's crazy.
But I'm gonna lead the way on this so we can keep our emotions in check and make sure that we are being just appropriate. I feel like this though is like, it's a good conversation. It's a conversation that we should be having. It's a conversation that we shouldn't be afraid to just speak about, talk about. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it. But we're gonna get some coffee and then we're gonna talk. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be nice. Okay. Hold on. Unfortunately, I forgot to switch it over to a venti. Oh, I'm gonna use this old mask. Just an old mask, wipe it down. It's all good. I meant to get a venti because I need a venti after this weekend for this conversation. But we're gonna have this conversation, okay? Get a snack, get a drink. Okay, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That reminds me of Harry Potter. When Hermione.
Yeah, and she leaves
doesn't
it.
know
Like, how do
it.
you? But no, the cringiest part for me is when she takes her sleeve and wipes
Oh
it.
yeah. And then you have it on your
I
sleeve.
cringe. I cringe. Okay. All right. So we had a great weekend. First of all, I just want to say this didn't ruin our weekend. We had a great weekend. We were at the Gaylord and it was so much fun. That resort is just absolutely amazing. We're gonna go back because I feel like we just didn't get to do everything that we wanted to do. But the last night something happened. Okay, so you know, this is part of life. What we're gonna talk about is just really a part of life. This is a universal experience that we all, it does happen to everybody. And if it doesn't happen to you, then you're just not living life, but it's gonna happen to you. So we're talking about friendships, we're talking about betrayal. These are hard things to talk about, but we're going to talk about how we handle them and how we handle them with wisdom and grace and those kinds of things, but also recognizing the feelings of that experience are real and not to be like pushed aside. But so I'm telling, when you get to my age, at least once, if not more than that, you will have been betrayed by someone, whether it was a friend, a best friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. It's gonna happen. Somebody will hurt you, somebody's gonna betray you, and somebody's gonna do it in like the worst way, and it's gonna be awful and it's gonna feel terrible. It happens, and it did happen to one of us in this car. Okay? Happened to Bryn. But while it happened to Bryn, essentially actually happened to all of us. We really all kind of felt the brunt of this. And I think, so it did happen to Bryn, and I've gotten permission to share what I'm sharing. I will not share anything that you're not comfortable with. And in fact, while I'm talking here, we can edit out anything and cut anything that was too much after we go back. So there's that, you know. So it did happen to Bryn, and the first thing that I want to say is I feel like it happened for a reason and it was a good thing. I think we knew this was possible, but to the extent of what happened was kind of a shock, right? And I think it kind of was like, ouch, right? Mm-hmm. And it was a betrayal, and it's hard, but I took it to how I feel about this, Bryn, is, and I told Brinley this, and this is how, you know, I'm telling you too, that sometimes when these things happen, when a betrayal of the worst kind happens, I think when you see it, it's a good thing, because
I was gonna say, it's kind of a good thing. Mm-hmm. In a way.
Because I feel like the Lord has spared you from further damage, because this was a very This wasn't a good relationship, and I feel like having this be exposed was good because that really exposed the heart of that person, right? That was always there, right? It was just a matter of when that was going to come out, and it came out, you know? And I think that we can just be like, oh God, thank you for sparing me from like further damage down the road. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this isn't a new conversation. We've already been talking about this. And I think the temptation when we have something like this happen is we want to retaliate. We want to, you know, right? I mean, you kind of want to hurt them the way that they hurt you. And my advice to you guys and to my kids is to take the higher road. You know, you hear that, but be better, you know, be better than that. And also you have like, realize like Brinley has nothing to prove. She knows her heart, she knows her goodness, she knows the story, and I don't think it's something that we have to be like, well, here's my side. Because when there's only one person talking and that person is just talking bad and trash, it doesn't make the quiet person look bad, it only makes that person look bad, right? They look bad because they look real bad right now. They look real bad right now. You don't. So I think walking betrayals out is hard, and it's not that I'm saying you can never like defend yourself, but don't ever do to them what they did to you, and then take that as a lesson to realize in the next friendship or relationship that you're in, you know what that feels like, and that makes you a better friend. Yeah. Right?
Defend yourself where you need to defend yourself, but don't take it any further.
Don't ever retaliate. Yeah. And I think there's and as a mom, there's a temptation for me to be very angry. I'm very angry. I'm still very angry. I'm not gonna lie. I am very angry.
Like, you can be angry, but like, just don't do it back to them.
Yeah, take it as a learning lesson. And honestly, for this person, like I told Brin, I told the girls, like they are hurt and betrayed, and this goes real deep. What I'm telling you right now, like, if I'm not going to tell you the details because it's not appropriate, but this goes very deep. This is bigger than, this is just bad, okay? And in my mind, like, I feel sorry for this person because there's a lot going on for them, for what has happened, a lot. And I've told the girls to just pray for them, really, because that's going to help your heart. When you can pray for somebody that has hurt you, it helps to soften your heart, because really the most important thing is your own heart and you forgiving them. So I've told them just to pray for her. And I have to pray for her because she's going down a very dangerous, destructive path, and it makes me sad. She's gonna, if no one intervenes, she's going to end up in some dangerous situations, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad as a mom, honestly. So I feel bad. I feel bad for the whole situation. Because we can move on. Life is good for us, and we're fine, and we move on, and we forgive, and we make sure our hearts are good. But I don't know about that person. That makes me really sad for their heart and their mind, and who they're going to become if no one intervenes. And I know I'm talking a lot, but as a mom, I feel like it's so important for me to never defend my child's destructive behavior, to never defend my child's dangerous behavior, to never defend my child's just ugly behavior. It is my job, if it is exposed, to be the parent and to be like, wow, that was wrong. And so, you know, I'm always, and that's really important for me as a mom to, you know, never be like the mom that's like, my kid is never wrong.
My kid's perfect.
My kid's perfect. And how dare you say something about how dare you say something about my kid. I cannot be that parent, and I don't handle
and then they
parents.
Can grow up to, like,
yeah.
I don't know,
and then you create a child with this poor me mentality. You create a child that is always the victim in every situation, that, you know, and it's just bad. So we've learned a lot this weekend. We're still learning, we're still forgiving, we're still trying to move past. There are parts of this story that are really bad. I think in the end God has spared Brinley from a really bad situation.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts, girls? I feel like I'm talking a lot. What are your thoughts,
I mean,
Eve?
like,
or Bren?
I agree with everything that you're saying. Yeah, because like if this didn't happen, like I feel like it just like I don't know, just got.
I feel like I feel like it could have gotten a lot worse.
A lot worse, and things could have flipped upside down and got bad.
Yeah. And also trust your gut. Like there were red flags, but just trust your gut.
She's really good at like with people like that. Like she's good at reading someone and like telling, like seeing the red flags, and she'll tell us. She's like, I don't know about this person, and she ends up being right every single time. Every single time she's like, I'm seeing some red flags, and then she ends up being right about it.
She's always right. She's never wrong. Literally.
Thank you guys. I just feel like I don't know. Like I just really care about who you hang out with, because who you hang out with is who you become. Say it again. Who you hang out with is who you become. There is no way around that. So you surround yourself with good, kind people, okay? You will attract, if you're good and kind, you're gonna attract good and kind people. And sometimes you attract a bad egg, but it will always be exposed. Those eggs will always get exposed, okay?
Every time.
And it's a learning lesson that is a part of life, so use that and grow. And you be the better person in every situation that you experience. You be better, okay?
Be the more godly one.
That's right, be the more godly one. That's good. We should talk about friendships. Like, things happen, and
you have the good ones and the bad ones.
yeah, that's
Most
life
of them
though.
are good.
Most are, guys. Most are gonna have great situations, but you're going to, and I think it's just how you walk it out and how you handle it, and is the most important part, and not retaliating even when you do deep down. Trust me. You
want to find the good.
You got to just find, what am I going to take from this situation, and learn from it, and just pray, God help me not to like do something, you know, because there are things in this situation that I expose, and but I refuse to do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it.
And also don't take this like I don't know how to just say this, but like if you and your friend get like in a fight, like don't take this as like, oh my gosh, Kendall's right, I should completely not be your friend. Like that could just be disagreeing, and like that could just be like
wisdom right there. Yes.
Like you don't want to like, so like if you get in a fight with your best friend, like maybe a really big fight, and you disagree on something, don't take this as like, oh my gosh, Kendall is so right, I have to listen to what she's saying. You know what, we're done. You like just like,
right. Yes, that,
I don't know, like start.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay, we have different sides, but like it's okay, and we can work this out, and just try to work it out with them, and don't stop being friends. Just work it out. Just disagree.
Absolutely. 100%. That is such a good point, Kapri. Actually, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I don't want you to I don't want this to be like, well, if I get in a fight with my friend. I've gotten in fights with all of my friends, and we worked it out. There's a difference between fighting over something, having a little spat, having a disagreement, disagreeing.
Because if you don't get in arguments with your friends, then they're not your true friends. Like all your friends you get in arguments with.
That's absolutely right. This was not an argument. Okay, this was not a disagreement. This was deep. This was this was deep. Yeah, no, this was a betrayal of the worst kind. So that's it. You can be friends with different viewpoints. You can. Okay. You can. So that's it.
I mean, also, yes, take this seriously, but like don't take it like to a point where like I was saying, like if your best friend get in a fight or whatever, like you could still be their best friend.
Absolutely.
Work it out,
you know what
and
you can work
time,
out.
You'll be best friends again.
Right.
And of course you get in another fight.
Well, yes, and you give your friends grace. There's so much grace to be given, because I know when I'm in a relationship, I bring a lot of mess because I'm not perfect. And so I hope my friends give me grace, and I'm gonna extend them grace. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, this is not just normal conflict. This is when you've really been betrayed and hurt. You guys know, I think you guys know the difference. So that's what we're talking about here. All right, so coffee chats with Kendal.
Tea talk.
Become a
I know, I like coffee. I don't, tea talk, tea talk has like a bad connotation to it. How about just like coffee chats?
True.
Let's do that. Like, I think we should have coffee chats. And you know what I think we should do during these coffee chats? Is talk about hard, uncomfortable things. Like, I'm okay talking about these things. Like, I feel like I talked about this like in a way that just, I don't know, I don't ever want to badmouth somebody.
You weren't.
And I just don't want to, like, it's not
you
my
were
point.
literally just stating the situation.
Yeah, just so you, like, it's just important to talk about some of these hard things.
It's just so other people know that these things happen and they're going to happen. That's pretty much what life is. Life is not perfect. You might think it is, but it's not.
Any last points, Brittany?
No, you pretty much said. Oh, also, if this is
Nothing's got
She'll
a lot
go
of
on forever.
What?
If this is, I mean, this is completely off subject, but make sure you drink water and eat.
Make sure you drink water and eat. We're gonna leave it on that. Make sure you drink water or coffee. But, okay, so if you have any other topics that you want all of us to talk about, I'm down.
Yeah. They're gonna all say boyfriend now.
No, I mean, we can talk about boys if you want to talk about boyfriends and things like I'm totally, like, I'm serious. If there are things that you want to talk about, like topics, discussions, whatever, like, let's do it. I'm totally cool. We can just call it coffee chats. Like, I think that would be fun. So this was on friendship and betrayal and, you know, kind of like walking that out. And we can talk more about that because there's more way we can even go through more like specific things. How do you handle conflict? But that's it. That's it. Thank you. We love you. We're gonna go home, and you know what we gotta do? De-Christmas. We gotta de-Christmas the house.
Hopping in the car because Evie needs a little bit more practice driving. She always needs a little bit of practice. I should show that little clip of you like driving up on the curb that one time. That's hilarious. She drove up on the curb when she like got panicked and she hit the gas instead of the brake. It was funny.
I have to move this up so far because my legs are so short.
She's got short legs, so she has to move the seat real far up. All right, so we're gonna go driving. All right, let's go. Where are we going?
Starbucks.
Yep. All right, I think this is just an excuse to get Starbucks, not really like,
very much is.
Not just like practicing driving, but just really more about Starbucks.
Yep.
Okay, so she just wanted to practice sipping on her drink while driving, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here? Let's see if you can do it. Yep, good job. And she sipped and she put it back and then back, both hands on the wheel. Very good job. All right, so.
Go sip on the stuff.
Okay. You are working on the rest of your door still?
Yeah, I don't want to show it because it's for TikTok.
Oh, well, I'll just flash it real quick. Oh, but I can show the, you don't want to see that part of that?
I want to see
Nothing shown?
No, because it's for TikTok.
Okay. So after you do your TikTok, then we can show it later. Yeah. Anyway, she's still working on her door. Everybody's loving it. Capri's loving it. Brittany's loving it. Kapri and her candy. She's gonna work on her door and finish it up, and it looks cool. Can we say what it is? No. No. Okay, it's totally secret. All right. What are you doing up here, Bryn? You just chilling, hanging out, and coloring? Yeah. Okay, well, sister time, hanging out, huh? That's cute, fun. All right, girls. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Bye-bye.